But first, here at 5, all lanes of Dixie Highway south of Blevins Gap Road are back open following a crash with the JCPS school bus. Thanks for joining us. I'm Connie Leonard.
And I'm Doug Profit. According to the school district, a car rear-ended a bus carrying at least 30 students from Dixie Elementary School. Here's the scene. Our crew just back from that area, which is almost near the county line down on Dixie Highway. According to Metro Emergency Services, the lane shut down about 2:45 this afternoon when this crash happened. Here is the vehicle that hit the backside of the bus. Some serious damage there. We're told there were no serious injuries on the school bus, but some students did report having minor pain, and they're going to be evaluated by EMS there. The district said another bus will pick up the students and take them home. Metro Police say there are no reported serious injuries from those inside this van you see being hauled away now off Dixie, which they say crashed into the back of the bus. We'll continue to follow the situation for any changes and updates for you right here.
At this time, I am not comfortable calling this any more than a death investigation with suspicious circumstances.
Suspicious circumstances leading to a deadly house fire in Elizabethtown, where 2 men were found dead. That investigation is underway as we speak. Gabriel Gonzalez now joining us live from Elizabethtown tonight. And Gabe, police reported that they are questioning someone.
Connie, Doug, this is the house or the suspected structure fire where it took place around 5 o'clock this afternoon. And yes, you are right. Police are questioning someone, but right now police saying that he is not facing any charges.
Said I was asleep and I just heard it was the sirens going off. You know, I heard them as they were coming. And then as they got closer, I thought, well, something's going on close by, so I got up. And then when I got up, I looked around and like I said, I just saw them. They were lined up all down through here.
Around 5 o'clock Wednesday morning, Robert Taylor was shocked to find a line of emergency vehicles outside his house near Hinnon Lane. Elizabethtown fire crews and police officers were there responding to a house fire.
When firefighters made entry, they located the deceased bodies of 2 we believe to be adult males.
Chris Denham with the Elizabethtown Police Department says they're still working to determine how the men died, but did share these initial findings.
At this time, I am not comfortable calling this any more than a death investigation with suspicious circumstances.
Witnesses told investigators they saw a man speeding away from the scene. He was later found at a hotel on East Dixie Avenue and is being questioned.
They identified this individual within an hour and a half, roughly, of the initial report. So very efficient. We're very proud of them for that. We have made contact with that individual, and we're conducting interviews with him at this time.
Back on Hinnon Lane, Taylor says he's surprised this happened on his street.
It always scares you when it's like, you know, that close to home because you don't know what's going on. Thankfully, you got guys and women like that to do that. So, and it's good that they were here.
And I am on Hinnon Lane right now. Residents are coming and going as usual. I did also speak to the E-Town Police Department, and they told me around 2 o'clock there were no new updates. Reporting live in E-Town, Gabriel Gonzalez, WHAS11 on your side.
Gabe, thank you very much. For a few hours now, a federal jury here in downtown Louisville has now been deliberating the fate of the former Metro Police Detective Brett Hankerson.
In the 3 trials, he's never been convicted, and in this case, civil rights case, he could face life in prison. The question defense attorneys brought up in closing arguments today: was Breonna Taylor alive at the time Brett Hankerson fired into the side of her apartment? Isaiah Kim Martinez sat in the federal courtroom to hear the legal team's exact quote to the jury. What evidence has the DOJ proved to you that Breonna Taylor was alive with freedom of movement?
In their own words, they went on to suggest that she died before, quote, Hankerson's shots whizzed past her. Therefore, her civil rights could not have been violated. Now, federal prosecutors calling the argument completely inconsistent, saying Breonna Taylor didn't have to be alive for 13 minutes. She just had to be alive for 4 seconds. We asked Breonna Taylor's family attorney, Lonita Baker, about this back and forth that unfolded in the courtroom today. She was sitting right there, and we talked to her afterwards.
What is that like to hear? It's a ploy. It's a way it's another distraction that we feel like the defense tried to bring in. So that's nothing more than a distraction. When Brett Hankinson fired in to that home, Brianna was alive. So that it's a distraction.
Prosecutors said firing blindly into covered windows at that apartment complex is not a police tactic, it's a crime. They called Hankison's actions, quote, unfathomably dangerous. Meantime, defense attorneys say Hankinson had 12 chaotic seconds to make a life or death decision. They told jurors he did exactly what he was supposed to do, acting to save the lives of his fellow police officers. But the jury's been in deliberation since about 1:30 this afternoon. No word yet on how long it's going to take them to reach a verdict. In Hankison's first federal trial last November, the jury was deadlocked. It could not come to a unanimous decision, leading to that mistrial, more than 3 days of deliberations. Now, continuing coverage on the jury and where they stand coming up tonight at 6.
That's right. We want to keep you informed with all updates as the trial nears its end, and we can get you those updates sent straight to your phone. Download our WHAS11 news app. All right. Well, back here, we are looking at another beautiful day with higher temperatures, Doug.
Windy and warm. It was a little toasty once again. We know it's getting ready to change as Ben is right on Halloween Eve coming up here. Ben, so you still promising a rainy day tomorrow?
Yeah, this time tomorrow, guys, we're going to have some rain showers around here as we gear up to head out and trick or treat. Going to need to maybe grab the umbrella, grab the poncho. At least it's not going to be a cold rain. That's kind of the good news here. It will stay mild tomorrow as we finish off the month of October, which has been an amazing October, by the way. We've had a good run here with some dry weather, 78 and 80 degrees and barely a cloud in the sky, if any, right now. South winds have been blowing a little bit, some of the wind gusts around 20 to 25, but that south breeze keeping it warm across the area, around 76 to 80 degrees in all locations. You can see that rain developing out to our west, gathering out ahead of the cold front. So that's going to be moving in tomorrow afternoon. Thankfully for our area, we are not expecting severe weather, but we could initially have a few heavy downpours, some pockets of some heavier rain as it moves in during the afternoon tomorrow. But this evening is going to be dry and warm in the 70s and summer-like tonight with lows in the 60s. Tomorrow morning, a lot of the morning is going to be dry. This is around 11 a.m. But notice right around lunchtime or just after, starting to bring in those scattered showers. The wettest part of our Halloween looks like during the mid and late afternoon hours, possibly into the early evening. But notice some of the trends with the latest weather model data, seeing some of that rain winding down, especially for areas west of I-65 as we head toward sunset in around 7 p.m. So perhaps not a washout for our trick-or-treaters, but still be ready for some wet conditions out there. So a summer-like low temperature of 66 degrees at noon tomorrow, 74, waiting on that rain to move in around lunchtime, and then during the afternoon, some of those scattered showers around with our high temperature up to 68. And still, our high temperatures will be in the 70s before that rain. Once the rain starts, our temperatures will be in the upper 60s, so fairly mild out there. Not a cold Halloween this time around. After the rain moves out, we're going to be tracking some really nice weather for the weekend coming up in our Weather Impact Team forecast.
All right. Thank you, Ben. Right now, a former Floyd Central High School counselor is facing charges accused of having an inappropriate relationship with a student. According to police in Jeffersonville, 34-year-old Brittany Eisner is charged with 2 felony counts of child seduction. According to court documents, Eisner was a mentor for a teen girl at the school. The girl told investigators they had a sexual relationship and met multiple times across Clark County. Detectives say they also found Eisner gave the underage girl vape products and alcohol. And according to court documents, Eisner admitted to the relationship when questioned. The New Albany Floyd County School Board confirms her contract was ended this month. Eisner is expected to turn herself in to the Clark County Jail today. And within the last hour, New Albany Floyd County School Superintendent released a statement following the charges against Eisner. The superintendent, Travis Madison, said, quote, "To the best of our knowledge, none of the unfortunate events surrounding this matter occurred in the school environment. NAFCS will continue to prioritize student safety and cooperate with our law enforcement partners to assure that child abuse is not tolerated in our community."
A man is pleading guilty to a carjacking that led to the death of a 17-year-old girl. This happened in March of 2021. Michael DeWitt committed a carjacking at gunpoint, stealing a Ford F-350 from its owner in Simpsonville of Shelby County. And then he took off and headed to southwest Jefferson County that day, where DeWitt eventually collided with another vehicle right on Dixie Highway, resulting in the death of a 17-year-old. DeWitt pleading guilty in federal court this week, with a sentencing hearing set for January of next year. If the court accepts the plea agreement, the U.S. Attorney's Office says DeWitt will be sentenced to more than 29 years in federal prison, where, of course, there is no parole.